right, guys, hey, we got a fence. We're just starting today, but as you can see, there's paint all over the ground, and so we thought it'd be a good time to talk about utility markings and what you need to know and do before you start digging at your home or on a project. Okay, so I'm holding a AT&T buried cable flag. Well, I could show you where it is. It was back there, but so that's marking some kind of communication. You can see the orange. The orange does mean something. Either orange flags or orange paint means a communication line. So that could be a telephone line, a cable, internet, fiber, anything communication is gonna be orange. So that is what to look out for and what that means. You can see here is both a red line and then a yellow line and also a yellow flag back in here. And so the yellow is for gas. So yellow is going to be your gas. As you can see, this yellow line is coming from the street and comes in to this meter right here. So this is showing where this gas line comes into the meter. And gas is nothing to mess with. If you hit a gas line, it can be a dangerous thing. You got to call 911, get the fire department out if you got a gas line hit and gas leaking. Another interesting note on the meter, so you can see that they've marked up to this meter, but nothing on the back side of the meter. Now this one comes to the meter and then goes directly into the house. But you do need to be aware that when you call 811, they're gonna mark only the public side of the utility, and what they consider the public side is from the main line to your meter. So they're only gonna mark to this meter, nothing on the home side of the meter. So with this kind of setup, which is common, it's not really a big deal because the meter's directly by the house and it runs straight into the house. But say you had a gas meter up on the front of your property or on the back of your property, they're gonna only mark that gas line to the meter, and then if your side of the gas line runs from the meter into the house, then you would want to be aware of where that runs before you did any digging in the area, and that's going to be on you as the property owner to either find out where that runs because that's not going to be marked by anybody. So you may have to consult with your builder or a plumber if that is the case. Similar is with water. I'll show you up front where the water meter is, but that's a very common one. Water meters are typically up by the road and then run to the house. Now, thankfully with fences, a lot of times they're in the backyard, so the water is in the front, but you do need to be aware of where your water line runs from your water meter to your home to make sure you don't dig into that, because then that would be something that you're gonna have to get a plumber and repair and deal with that if you hit a line between your water meter and your home. So back at these markings though, the red is, any guesses? Electric. This is gonna be electric. This is underground electric coming to this meter here. So you can see the electric meter right here, and they're marking where that electric comes in. You can also see they're a little bit faded, but since these houses are so close together, they also marked the neighbors where it runs here. There's some faint red marks coming through here to the meter there. So that's very common. So the other one, we talked about water. Water would be in blue, and then anything that would be green would be like sewer or wastewater. Those are the most common colors. Now when we mark to get something located, anything that you mark in white is showing the locators. That's the area that you're going to be digging in. So white is for the contractor or homeowner to mark and show which area that you're wanting to dig. All right, so just quick for a visual of what we're talking about with the water. You can see these two covers are, so that's the city's water line, and then technically they should have marked from here to the homeowner's water meter, but this box is their water meter for this home. So like I'm saying, they should have marked to here, but they're never gonna mark anything from your meter to the house. Now, like I said, you don't want to assume, but a lot of times the water comes from the meter and directly to somewhere on the front of the property if the meter's up front. So like in this case, we're doing all our digging in the back, so we shouldn't encounter that water line. But it's just to be aware. We have had some cases where a water meter's up front and the water line got run along the side of the house and was in the area that we're digging. But just things to be aware of, and things that you may want to get further information and check on before you do digging at your property. Also on that note, so that would be the private side or homeowner side of the line that's not going to be marked. There's also other utilities that will not be marked. They will mark all the public utilities of electric, communication, sewer, water, etc. But private lines such as sprinklers, septic tanks, propane tanks, pools, pool lines, pool equipments, any well water, any of that, or even any electric, like say that you ran from your home from the main meter out to a garage or outbuilding, any of that stuff, they're not going to have record of and not going to be able to trace or mark. So that's going to be something that you need to be able to find out and know what areas those are in order to not dig into those things on the private side. So that's just something to be aware of, something to do your homework on and check in on before you do digging, either on your own project or at your home. All right, so we're out here on a different site. We were just talking about the gas and utilities. So this is a great example. You can see the yellow was marked from the street, from the main line up into this meter right here. But the meter sits at the front of the property by the road. And so there's no markings from the meter over to the house. So it's a great example of this is public and this is private. So if you're digging behind the meter here, you would want to do some research and dig in to try to find out where and how those lines are running to your house so you don't dig into a gas line. All right, so that's a wrap on utilities. Hopefully that helps with knowing what's going to be a public utility that 811 will mark, and then what's a private utility that they will not mark, and will be on the homeowner or property owner to know where they're at. Hopefully that's helpful. Make sure and like this video, it helps us out a ton, and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this.